We left Volga behind. The endless expanses of Russia stretched before us now. The bridge dwellers had finally decided to believe that we were not demons, and let us pass. Anna was right. We invaded their world, and it's not up to us to destroy it. No matter how stupid it may seem. Electricity is a sin. Is that really worse than the lies we were told in the metro? About how the whole world was dead and there was nowhere to go? Everybody in the tunnels bought that convenient lie. Once we reach Yamantau, we will at least know if that lie was justified. Since so far, we haven't met any signs of enemy occupation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Metro Exodus. My name is Brian, your host and commentator, and here we are in one of those kind of interlude chapters of the spring. No action whatsoever. It's going to be all dialogue, all talking, and it's probably going to be long. There is one collectible we're going to nab, but that's really the only important thing of note. So, if you just want to see where that collectible is, then you can go ahead and just skip to, speaking to Colonel Miller and then looking at the map to continue on to the next area, which is Yamantau. So, anyways, I'm going to show off all of the dialogue, though, between the characters and show off all the behind-the-scenes backstory shit this episode. So, and I'll do it all in one episode, too. It's probably going to be long, so be ready for that. Anyways, let's get started.
Artyom. Wake up, dear.
Is he up yet? Artyom, the Colonel wants you on the bridge. See you later.
Come on, wake up.
So basically go speak to Colonel Miller right now and head on out.
You did a great job.
But I'm going to do all the dialogue in
We're
between
not
all that and
home
after
anymore,
that.
So we'd all better act like you did. Smoothly. It's not like there's many of us humans left now. So I hope someday we will be able to trust others just because. Because they are people too. Am I bothering you? Sorry.
Words of wisdom, Anna.
Philosophical
We're all just
today.
people after all.
Stay here for a bit, Artyom.
Okay. You talked me into it. So you can do this. She has a bit more dialogue to go through.
This is great. I wish I could stay like this forever.
You can hold it right on the D-pad
Artyom,
to
when you climbed those ruins
do
back
that.
in Moscow, with your radio, did you imagine our life on the surface at all? A home for one, a place where we could live, a log cabin on the outskirts of a forest, or how about a bungalow on an ocean shore? Well, there's something great in simply going anywhere like this, together. Through the abandoned stations, the ruins, the wasteland.
I guess she just repeats the third
Especially
animation.
in our own private compartment. Thinking back, isn't this our honeymoon trip? It certainly feels like one, even though it's a bit late. We've only had some honeymoon sorties at best so far. I had a talk with Katya. I'm sitting here recalling that bridge and those people there, and we've been sitting underground for 20 years, and they haven't. So what? These are not the same people who used to build cities, planes, and space rockets. They're just like us in Metro, only even more dejected. They are
Oh, it doesn't
essentially
repeat it. Look at that.
slaves. For real.
Maybe it's a
They
random.
work all day and pray all night. Always watched, always directed. Everything is under control. Everything is decided by the community. Well, I mean, Silantius. They don't even have any property. Even their socks belong to the community.
Fucking
They're
commies.
just entranced with him, with his ridiculous lies about electricity. Of course, not everyone got fooled easily, but if they dare ask questions, they get penance. Exorcising an electric demon with prayer and the cross. But that's a death sentence. How is a flashlight dangerous? Or a radio? But no, they shun it all. They hide and keep praying. How can you even make people believe this ridiculous garbage within just a few years? People in general.
I don't know.
start
Hitler
believing
made people
lies
believe a lot of ridiculous
surprisingly
garbage in
easily,
just a few
don't
years,
they?
so
As long as those lies are
I guess you'd be
convenient or at
surprised.
least familiar. Take us.
So
in
does
Metro.
Stalin.
All right, we haven't.
A lot
met
of
the
bad
occupying
people have made
forces
people
yet.
believe shit.
If we disregard that shirt,
It works for some reason.
reason. Katya and Crest. Never met them either. But maybe they are still out there somewhere. And if they are, then they didn't even tell us about them back home. They didn't tell us that the war was still on. They just made us believe that there's no life anywhere outside of Metro. They've been lying to us. Lying
Outside
non-stop.
of Metro.
All this time.
Love it.
Were their intentions good? Perhaps. But the Metro is a castle built on lies.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
Damn,
bullshit.
am I angry. And so far, no matter how far we get, we haven't met a single enemy. Isn't that strange? But Father
'Cause there
won't have
ain't
a
any
word.
enemies around.
Stay vigilant. Be careful. The enemy never
I think
sleeps.
these guys realize this by now.
You know,
You guys
I
are the
love
fucking
my
order.
father
Come on.
a whole lot, no matter what. But what if?
But they're like,
everything
"Whoa,
he's been
what?"
told is just
baffled.
another layer of lies. I hope we'll find out how deep this rabbit hole is once we get to Yamantau.
I'm sure we will.
Well, what do you know? I do feel better now after telling you.
I feel better too.
Thanks for
Anna.
hearing me out, Artyom.
I smoked a bowl while you were talking because I'm
Let's just
recording
sit
this in the
here a
garage.
little.
Outside. Okay, we're not just gonna sit here though.
All right, run along. Dad wanted something.
Yes, he
Leaving
did.
already?
Okay,
Well, go get them, Tiger.
I just repeated twice. All right, weird. All right, so you can go over here to the radio and the log. I'm gonna do that last. Let's go ahead and get this.
Uncle Docker has already set his shop up.
All right, I'll get to that in a second. Nastia, where is it?
Here, Uncle
Oh, here it is. So the diary's sitting right here. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Nastia's letter. Dear Daddy, I write this so you know where to look for Mommy and me when you come back. Because Mommy and I wanted to stay, but Silentius says we must go to the tower and leave this car, and I don't want to. I wanted to wait for you in the car, but Bub Mommy said I can't. Wow. And Silentius is sad you won't come back because you failed the test of faith. He is stupid. He is a stupid liar because you never needed any test as their faith is dumb. I remember you said so. Mommy said nothing, but I know she is waiting for you too. So please come back soon and take us away from this fools. I love you very much, Nastia. That's the only collectible that we're going to nab here in the spring chapter. Let's go ahead and talk to Tokarev. He's got some groovy new shit for us.
See my new place? Fit for a king, I must say. And what do you think of this workbench, eh? Everything is within reach, yet there's so much space left. Most of the stuff you and the guys found outside and gave to me went into making this workshop happen. So thank you.
All my weapons are clean.
We'll
Nice.
have to keep pitching in like this too. Looks like we're facing a long journey, and useful things like ammo or equipment don't grow on trees. Plus, the further from Moscow we get, the harder they'll probably be to get. So don't forget to collect all the materials you find to keep us going. There's so many things to do. I haven't decided where I'm going to work on the suits.
All right, I think I'm solid
But I'll
with
have
this.
to, and soon. Well, it's high time we fixed our uniforms. Some of our people are starting to look pretty ragged, you know? Well, Duke's plate carrier won't hold their back plate anymore, and he jokes that he's lucky it's not the front one, or else his toes would be in danger. Regardless, I am turning this little gang back into a real army.
Sounds
that's it.
good.
I bragged enough and won't waste any more of your time. The Colonel summoned you.
Ah, yes, the Colonel did
Well, I
summon
have
me.
stuff to do too. You guys are fast to break gear, but none too expedient to fix it.
Uncle Talkative.
There's a little bit
Uncle
more
Talkative.
dialogue. Not too
What
long,
would you
but
like to ask,
a little bit
Nastya?
more.
Uncle Talkative, do you have a sewing machine?
No, I don't.
But how are you going to fix the suits then?
Well, like everyone else, I take a thread and a needle, and I use a sail stitch.
Wow, cool. Can you teach me?
I sure can, but later. I've got work to do.
Will you let me fix Sam's rifle strap?
Real sure thing. Oh, but under supervision. Sam is so strict, you know.
Hurrah! And Uncle Sam isn't strict at all. He's kind.
Some of that good old
All right,
American
look
love,
here, I'll show you
generosity,
once.
happiness. All right.
Now we do this.
So now he just kind of repeats like, hey, look at this. This is how you do this. And then she just goes, yes, I see. So we'll go back here with Crest and have ourselves a little bit of a smoke break, which sounds good. He's got a bit of dialogue to spew out. A couple minutes worth.
This is one mean smoke. Damn, this is
The
rough.
smoke doob in the back with Crest.
Nothing we couldn't take.
He's like, yeah, hit that shit, bro.
Well, you are the right kind of guys. You, the Colonel, Duke, that guy did a swell job on that bridge. And now he's bragging about it like a child. He is a child, really, no, a child. But he's good.
He's a child.
So,
Cress is a
what
good
did
character. I
want
like
to
Cress.
say? Yes. Thank you. You people accepted me, and I'm a simple guy. I will pay that debt back, okay? So, how do you like it out here after your tunnels? Freedom, huh? Sure thing. So much space. It feels too empty to me, though. Just reeds and ruins and those damn mutants. Hate them. Phew. Though you guys are gonna see the government, so, bratucha, don't be mad, but just tell me, what the hell do you even need them for? Well, of course, it might be interesting. to
RTM
take
ain't
a
telling
look,
you
but
shit.
Throughout all of my rambling, I only met two kinds of ex-government people: dead ones and gang leaders. And let me tell you, the latter are much worse than your typical bandit. They just have to make a speech before doing something awful. So what I mean, I didn't really care about the government even before the war, much less now, when everything's long since gone to shit. So what for, really? I'm a simple man, Artyomich. I told I'm with you, that means I'm with you for the long haul. But I'd much rather find a nice place to live at than go see the government. Of course, they could give us luxury bunkers or something. Well, Artyom, you seem cold. Go get warmed up a bit. I'll smoke some more. Have stuff to think about. Or just
Sounds
stay.
good.
We have enough space now.
Nah, I got him doing.
Don't rush it here.
See, he's still teaching her how to sew that.
Got that.
Anna's gonna have some more dialogue later. Go ahead and check out what's going on in here.
Come on in, have a seat. Stepan's putting on a live performance here.
So, Artyom, are you up for a jam? Come on, pick the guitar up.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Maestro is about to impress you.
RTM, the master guitar player. So you just sit here and play the guitar for a bit, and Katya will kind of like shift around and stuff. Just kind of look around. Just play it with stepping. All right, I got other stuff to do though, guys. I'm sorry. I got to end this
Thank you,
performance.
Stepan.
And I got to leave.
Sorry to ask, Katya, but Nastya's father, he's dead, isn't he? Doesn't Nastya know?
He is. I tried keeping it a secret. Told her he left for the market.
I don't know. We saw a letter.
Around 3 days passed, and I still
Seems like
kept
she
it
does
in.
not.
I just
Wait.
sat there with a needle in my hand and didn't see anything. It was all black before my eyes. And then she snuggles up to me and says, "You should cry, Ma. You will feel better." Sienna used to say it.
Yeah, I don't think
So
she knows.
I cried and cried. She knows. She knows it all.
Oh, she knows. But she wrote a letter to him.
I'm so
I
sorry.
read it. I read it to the YouTube viewers.
Let me tell you how we ended up at the bridge. We used to live in northeast from here. Quite close if you go in a straight line. But it took us a month. Everything's bombed to rubble out there. Yermak asked me and I told him. Cindy used to say there were lots of military factories out there. Not just military, of course. General industry. And now you can't pass through there even with filters. The radiation is so high. No railway either, just crater upon crater. We were quite far, but our counter still went crazy. One route appeared intact. There was nothing to bomb. So we used that one, thinking we'd get further to the west, but of course they did not let us cross the bridge with the diesel. They said it was satanic. They were ready to let us stay if we gave them
This
the
is
diesel to
Satan's
cleanse.
bullshit.
So we
Diesel.
stayed.
Get this garbage out of here.
And then we couldn't leave, even if we wanted. That
Yeah,
old
they are a
goat,
bunch of
Father
fucking
Silentius, brainwashed everyone, so they would just pray and bow nonstop. They broke our diesel down with their bare hands and threw it into the river. Purification. And on top of it, they gave us trouble for not helping them. Senior went to
Bastards.
check what was going on, and there were only locals there. Because Silentius at the Skatina had sent our people away to test them. He said that if they wanted to be truly accepted, they had to defeat a demon. Senior went to stop them. But it was too late. He only found burnt rags. And then they sent him to do the same. He never came back.
Katya, I'm sorry. I didn't
Bum
know.
bum bum.
Well, you really
And that's the
didn't.
fate of Senya.
What's done is done. It kind of got so glum in here. Perhaps you, Stepan, could play us something.
Sure thing.
All right, and then he just goes back to playing, and then he goes, "Here's another one." Every time he like passes by, he's like, "Here's another one I remember." Hey, well, let's join these guys for a drink.
What did you
and
have,
chat.
John? The
Chat
colonel's
room.
waiting for you on the bridge. So, what's up
Yeah,
with
I know
your
he
plane
is. Shut the
carrier?
fuck up.
Talkative was mad. It's a long story.
So I'm guessing this dialogue would be
Come
different if
on,
Duke had
out
not
with it.
survived.
Well, there I am, sitting on a beam, looking at Artyom milling about below. Oh, you are so full of it. Artyom did most of the work. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. But you don't have to interrupt my lies. You asked me
Fucker.
about the waste yourselves. All right, go on. So I see Artyom get to the door, and I think it's time I came down. So I do. But something just holds on to me. What does? How should I know? It's dark. Nobody around. But I can't move. And those locals kept going on about Tsar something. So I thought I was in a kind of a bind. So I just unfastened the safety and let down. There was that shed down there. The roof was kind of close. And what about the Tsar? Oh, blue, the Tsar was huge, scary as shit. And there was this rusty bolt, and my carrier got snagged on it.
Ha! You crazy for that one, Duke. You crazy.
That's hilarious. And what was next?
Oh, next. Next we jumped that old preacher of theirs. Well, Artyom did most of it.
Yeah, you just stood there and looked pretty. That's all you did, Duke. Don't act like it was anything more than that.
He's good.
'Cause it wasn't.
Well, I was clamoring about those beams and fighting that side. Oh, I'm killing myself. Well, he basically solved the whole problem.
True that. Good job, Artyom.
Yeah, you both did well. Crest also.
Yeah, everyone
Sure.
did good.
He did a swell job distracting those guards. I almost wet my pants with laughter when they started hauling that timber. He's an artist.
Yeah.
Got him with the timber.
You all came out on top of the game.
Fucking cultist, typical cultist timber shenanigans scenario.
You nailed it. You truly are one of us now, Sam. Will you be joining us?
Not now. I'll have some at dinner. Well, you'll have to catch up then.
Sure thing. Anyways, we will just have a little as a warm-up now.
Alright, I'll take my shot. Fuck it. You get to do this twice. After that, you run out and he just kind of looks at the cup.
That's some good stuff.
Just hold right on the D-pad to do that while you're chilling here at the table.
There's something I've been thinking about. What does everyone expect of this trip?
Personally, I want to come back and tell Sveta of my adventures, so that she'd look at me with her huge gray eyes without blinking and keep saying, "You're such a hero, darling."
So you're expecting heroics and scars. That works.
And why did you come?
Well, my heart is aching for true romance. But in the metro, all women want a solid relationship, a reliable husband, a real provider. Enough of that smug smile. It's unbearable. Not that I've had much better luck here so far. As soon as Katya came aboard, Stepan started cooing around her like a peacock.
You should be happy. Katya is a tough girl. You'd be under her thumb in no time.
That is unlikely. I'm not the kind of man to upstage his friend in a contest for a lady. Especially when that friend promises to break my arm.
Fuck it, I'll drink to that one.
I'll catch my stroke of luck soon enough. There in Yamantau, women from all over the country have already gathered, waiting for yours truly. How about you, Demir? What made you go?
Well, at first I just went along with you guys, the Colonel. But even then I thought, this is my chance to make my dream come true. A chance to see Kazakhstan, my people. But first, we must come back to Moscow, because it isn't fair. People must know that they've put up with enough. They are free. They can live outside now. What do you think about that, idiot?
I'm with you, Demir. Yet, freedom is not so simple. There was this freedom fighter, Che Guevara. He died under 40. Comrade Mao, whose book you've been perusing on the other hand, was a strict ruler but lived a long life.
Well, we should have expected that from you. Weird thing, though, is that you are called idiot.
I know.
Idiot.
Because he's so fun to check off.
Chekhov too, of course. But it's Dostoevsky for the most part, Sam, my friend.
Sure, I read the book too. It's just that I mix them up a lot. Chekhov wrote about that son of Austerlitz, a wounded officer. Powerful imagery.
You are just killing me. How about you, Uncle Sam? Got dreams?
You know,
Yeah,
I just wanna
Sam.
ride my board again.
See what your American ass has to say.
Catch that wave. Deep inside, under a grizzled metro dweller, there's still a relaxed Californian inside me.
Ah, get out of here.
So you know, before Dad talked me into joining the Corps, I used to wear my hair long. He told me they'd make a decent citizen out of the total disappointment that I was, and sent me to college once I was discharged. I joined, and they sent me to the Middle East.
Wow, so do you hope your guys would pick you up? I don't see them around.
Yeah, I don't hold my breath for my guys. Once this mission's over, I'll submit my discharge papers. I'll reach the ocean, and there, find a ship maybe?
Oh yeah, just imagine it. You arrive on that ship, and they go like... Ah, the Russians are coming! You are one of us now. You don't really need to go anywhere.
Yeah, Sam.
At least don't put your Ushanka on. They will sink you on sight.
I won't. Though I will take my balalaika with me.
I'm filling in Artyom's laughter
Expectations for our reception
for
at
him since
Yamantau.
it's so goddamn quiet.
Well, your expectations, Alyosha, are quite obvious, huh? Scantily clad junior officer ladies unrolling the red carpet.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy. How about you guys?
Well, I hope they will answer a few questions. For example, if there is not a single American within hundreds of miles from Moscow, save for our friend Samuel here, why stay underground?
I'd put it a bit different.
Yeah.
Did you, dearest High Command gentlemen, know that we in Moscow had to spend 20 years underground?
Oh, by all means, you can ask those while I'm enjoying my briefing with the junior officer ladies, huh?
I don't know. I'm in the mood for a road trip.
Oh, we got ourselves a true traveler here.
Yeah, we will have to live and see.
You are right.
And then Duke like leaves and goes and lays down. So I guess that's how they. She just eye raped the shit out of us as he walked by. But that's I guess how they get whatever, you know. See, there's like, oh, there's none left. But that's how they deal with him. I guess if he's dead, you know, he's just not there. I don't know. But they're like, no more NPC interaction with him for this chapter. Let's go ahead and talk to the Colonel. Hey, I hear the Colonel needs us.
Come here, Artyom. Listen. I had a talk with the Ark. All thanks to Dokura. He got the decoder working. Ark, come in. Come in, Ark. Over.
Ooh, there's a recording.
This is Ark. Identify yourself. Over.
This is Colonel Sviatoslav Melnikov speaking. I'm in command of a special operations force. We have received your signal and are currently heading your way. Do you copy? Over.
Sviatoslav
Hear
Melnikov.
you loud and clear.
Who am I talking to? How do I address you?
The Deputy Chief of Communications Department, Major Ivanov. A moment.
Oh, yes, Major. I understand that the checkup is in order.
Great, Colonel. Melnikov? Simply capable. I am sorry for the lack of trust, but as you know, the situation is dire and the enemy is always ready to strike.
I do understand, Major, and I hope that you can tell the leadership that my people are true to their duty and will be at their full disposal as soon as we arrive. Over.
Thank you for the great news. How large is your force, Colonel?
I have a squad of the best operatives the special forces have to offer.
A squad? I see. Well, this is great. Great!
Yes,
far, you say, as far as I can see, there have been no enemy encounters reported in the area, Colonel. I regret. I must end our conversation here, but know that we are waiting for your arrival. I am making my report immediately, and I am sure the Minister of Defense will be eager to see you.
This is a great honor. Thank you. Just a few words more, though. What is the general situation here, Major? Please.
Colonel, sir, you do understand this is classified information. But I do understand you. We are doing fine. Do not worry. Well, see you in the Ark. Over and out.
I serve the people. Over and out.
So, do you get this now, you doubting Thomas? I'm so excited my hands are still shaking. The minister himself! This is incredible! By the way, Artyom, you should take a look at the map. As you can see, we're heading almost straight for the Yamantau complex. Katya and Krest tell me that the line there is in decent condition. Surprising, really, taking into account the number of priority targets there. So, we can hope for smooth sailing from here, and right to the very destination. It's not even that far, but our speed depends on the state of the track. So, I think it's going to take us quite some time to get there. So, Yermak, where were we?
You were saying, it's all about results.
Yes. These soft-bellied attitudes must stop. The ends do justify the means.
Well, I don't object. But not all ends can be called just.
Exactly. And this is why I have been waiting for a chance like this for ages. And now everything seems to be coming together. It's the government. Don't you understand?
Oh, but of course.
You don't seem to quite grasp the importance, which is unexpected, especially after the news you just heard.
Yes. Well, say there is a government. So what? We spent so many years apart, so why worry now?
But don't you see? They probably knew nothing about us. With the sheer power of enemy strikes directed at Moscow, they never expected so many of us to survive. And now we get to tell them Moscow still lives. And not only that, it also preserved a functioning civilization. Do you get that? All these years, we were fighting a losing battle for mere survival. And now we have a new goal.
And what would that goal be?
You don't get this, do you? The command center should have all of the command and control networks, all the intelligence. They should know where all the nukes hit, have complete fallout maps. They have everything. Information rules the world. And Metro is chock full of people. Put two and two together, we could repopulate the country. Yeah, of course not at once. First, we might have to take the country back. But we'll be doing this under the direction of a real government. People with all the necessary skills. And in the end, we will break out of the underground dead end we are in.
It would be nice, sure. By the way, I meant to ask for some time now. How did you learn about the Yamantau bunker, Colonel?
Oh, the information about the ARC project I have is beyond a doubt. I'm saying this as a GRU officer. I had colleagues working there, preparing evacuation plans. So I've been briefed into it officially.
So, now we just have to get there. And we will. We will. The journey won't be easy, though.
We were never looking for an easy way.
Yes. I've been thinking about that for a long time. The Central Industrial District, a priority target. Katya did confirm my suspicions. The tracks might have survived partially, but the state they're in now is most likely terrible. I think we'll have to fix sections of the track.
I think our people can handle it. Besides, I'm sure there will be sidetracks.
What do you think could have
Oh
happened?
man, I just sneezed. It was quiet that whole time.
That's a good question. Well, we are going to learn it pretty soon.
Yes. Yes, that we will.
Ugh, blew my nose. Now, okay, so now that they're done talking with that very long dialogue, let's progress to the main story. You can go to the map, by the way, and that's how you move on. You can do that basically as soon as you start the chapter. You go grab the diary, and then walk to the map and just head to the next chapter. In fact, if you just watch this beforehand, I guess.
Namely, the engine status.
But then they kind of go over the train things. I don't know, they check like the oil amounts and ask about the pump and yeah, stuff like that. Nothing important here, and if you just sit here, then they'll just be like, he's like, well, let's go ahead and repeat it. So I don't know how much of this I'm gonna listen to. Alright,
Do
well,
we have
yeah.
any spares, just in case?
So we'll head back in here. These guys are all still just quiet, not saying anything.
Here's one of my
See, that's what I was saying. He's just like, here's another one of my favorites. Duke's passed out in that room.
So, what was it? The Colonel is always right, and we're just filling our heads with dumb ideas? Do you think that when we come back to Metro, they will believe us? They, who live there, bury their folks there, feed their children with rat meat. I agree with Father when he says it was the only way to preserve civilization. But what do you think they will find easier to believe? That they'd be able to get out to the surface and live there like they once did? Or that they'd spent 20 years underground for nothing? Just because secrecy demanded they stay there? Just because they didn't have the fucking security clearance? It's like living in a fairy tale. A prince has rescued his princess from a monster-infested dungeon.
Yeah, Anna's
and
pretty
is
upset
taking her
about
to
all
his
this.
magic kingdom where they are going to live happily ever after. Do you think we're going to find that kingdom in the end? Though, if it's with you, I'll be fine anywhere. Live happily ever after is the most important part as far as I'm concerned. All right, I'll stop going on.
All right, let's get up now.
Go. Okay, let me get up.
Now we're gonna go to the back and talk to Crest one more time.
You have got to be careful.
See, they're just still going over the stitching.
Oh, Artyomich, another smoke break. Good. This, life...
After this, I believe we're done with all the
Pretty
dialogue,
rough,
though,
huh?
in the spring
Well,
section.
You can't do anything about it. Now, you people in Moscow, you used to live underground. I guess that's why you all look kind of pale. Quite different from my place. I hail from Kadui village. It's near Cherepovets. You heard of it? Yeah, well, no wonder. Our place was the middle of nowhere before the war. There was no point spitting at us, much less wasting bombs. So... it wasn't all that bad at the start. The townsfolk were joking that it was a good thing since their credit slates were all wiped clean. But when the nuclear winter came, they weren't as merry anymore. Didn't used to be that hot even before that, but now... even the fucking thermometers froze. Though I wasn't really educated or anything, I'd always liked science, so I knew the winter would come. The moment the bombs started falling, I knew I had to move south before the snow got too thick. Fixed an old truck, hopped on, never looked back. Didn't even come close to the large cities. Moscow and such, they were the main targets, of course. The villages weren't much better off, though. There was awful shit going on. Atrocities of the kind you don't even want to recall. Yeah, at the time I was getting kinda unhinged myself. The first winter I spent alone in a lair like a bear. Took over a grocery shop's underground storage. Food kept well in that cold. And that cold lasted a few years, with frost bouts happening even in the summer. Became impossible to survive alone, so later on I would try to find company for the winters. Some were good people, others were, real assholes. As the years went by, the good people became more of a rarity, you know. And some really nasty animals started appearing too. Near the areas bombed to rubble, the forest turned red. Always red. And there emerged those two-headed deer. What? They are real lookers. And they eat, well, they're even worse than they look. There's this mutant nettle that grows on dead bodies and always moves like it's alive. Well, you will know it when you see it. So, that nettle is what they eat. That's how the locals find it. When you see a deer, that means there's a body nearby. The deer just wait for the nettle to grow. Boy, does it grow fast. The locals dry it and smoke it. Oh, those smokes were the roughest I've ever had. No wonder, really. So, I basically ended up going all over the place, almost reached Astrakhan. Winters there were a bit better, but that place had problems of its own. I mean, the local bandits have been capturing people running from the cold, selling them further south. I had to run in with them too. Had to present my truck to one asshole there. Though soon I fixed this rail car and started trading stuff, earning some cash, masquerading as a bandit not to stand out too much. Let me tell you, watching the things they did was too tough. So, as soon as the sky cleared and winter receded, I decided to move east, since there's a lot of space there, not as many people. And on my way there, I got stopped by Silantius and his cult, and that's how it goes, bratucha. That's my story. Life sure is interesting.
Alright, I guess that's all he has to say. Let me hit this bad boy one more time. A little stony baloney before we go listen to this radio. It's the last thing we're going to do. Let's go listen to the radio. This is a long episode. I'm going to upload it all in one episode, though, man. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Nothing new to say. Cool. Good. Nothing. I think there's only 2 new channels to listen to. You can turn on the light, turn it off. I'm not going to read anything from the book because I'm waiting for an interlude chapter that's like short where I do have enough time to do that.
I'm in Gemente. Over. Canal, come in. Canal, over. That's just great. Well, I'll try later.
Alright, that's all that is. I think this is the coordinates for the Ark, right?
Attention! Attention!
Yeah. Yeah, for the Ark base. We already heard that last interlude chapter, the winter. I think it was the winter. Yeah, the winter.
Why are you guys kissing lunch goes out so much? How long has it been since you even arrived in Irkutsk? Not even 2 years.
You better reconsider your position on Meshnikov. Did you forget who started trading with the convicts from Zolotoy?
Huh? Well, that was Zakhar's idea. And Zakhar is the man. He crossed Baikal. Alone. We'd sign up to anything he proposes at once. Well, Menshikov, I couldn't care less about.
Aren't you getting too big in your head? You're so cool now that the relay gang is off your case? Don't fall off that high horse.
Go to hell, Dan. All right. I can live with listening to Menshikov if you're so fond of him.
Enough of that shit already. The important part is that Irkut is still around, and you guys are too.
You're right. That is the important part. Well, give my regards to Menshikov. Over and out.
You devil. Over and out.
Alright, so that's that. And I think there's only a music station, which we'll come across here very soon. I'm pretty sure that's what this is, just like music or background noise or whatever. Alright, we'll leave it on some tunes for Anna to listen to. Let's go ahead and leave the desk. Like I said, once we get a shorter chapter.
How long have you been on the road for? I've been listening to the radio too. And there was not a single transmission about any occupying force. There's so much regular chatter. So many stories. Dad says all those are coded transmissions, that they all have hidden meaning, but why would they be so secretive? Why aren't they using this railroad? Why don't they at least control its key junctions? Why did they not
Okay, we get
install
it, conspiracy theorist. Jeez.
if they are even out here?
Fuck, this is, you said the same
is the
thing
main
like every time we've
transport
talked
artery,
this
after all.
episode.
Maybe they are not here at all. Maybe they never came here, or they are already gone. Though, where to? Remember? Neither Katya nor Crest have ever met them. Though we
Oh man,
seem
I
to be
just
doing
bumped the
just
shit out of
fine
the mic.
even without them.
My foot.
It's like Middle Ages.
It was like falling asleep, so I had to
Atlantis
move
is
it.
treating people like slaves, getting them killed. I can't believe they had it worse without his lies, nonsense, and human sacrifices. And us? We had been living down there for so many years, fighting each other. And nobody even thought you could live outside.
Alright. Groovy, let's get out of here. This episode's like, damn, it's almost like 50 minutes. Oh, there's another one. How to go, see? Alright, let's go to that map and head on to Yamantau, which we will begin next episode. And they're continuing their talk about all that. Who's down here?
Oh, sure.
Oh, idiots. Fuck, that's right. I forgot about
Hello,
this.
my brother in
I
arms.
forgot he had something to say,
Need a
too.
warm-up, huh?
Damn it. Alright, after we talk to him, then we'll go to the map.
Be my guest.
This episode's definitely going to go past 50 minutes, but I'll put it all in one episode. There's no point in splitting up an interlude episode into 2 parts. That's just fucking... That's dumb.
Charisma, animal magnetism, something in that face of his. It is a well-known phenomenon, actually. As soon as hard times hit, people's ability to think rationally shuts down. When there's danger, or lack of food, an animal wakes up inside any Homo sapien. That animal, usually, stays a woman, rears its head again. And what does that animal need? Not much. But a little some
Alright, hold on, idiot. I gotta hit this bull really quick.
does not respect complex categories. It prefers a simple, black and white world with no shades of gray.
Alright.
This fact, by the way, was always appreciated by the powers that be. As soon as democracy seems to be winning in a way that they don't like, bam, they start a war. What? Go witch hunting. If you make people feel threatened, they immediately go looking for a strong leader. They are even ready to eat less, only to alleviate the not introduced that freedom his would have stayed in power for long? Of course not. Power means ideology or religion. They are essentially the same thing. Usually, people don't even want to figure things out. They just want to get rid of anxiety, born from the complete and utter purposelessness of their existence. They also want an easily understandable goal, which they could single-mindedly pursue all their lives to their minds of thoughts have pending death.
Alright, guess that's all he has to say. Finally.
Alright, let me do it.
Yeah, you take over. Do your job. Why are you making me do your job? Alright, let's go ahead and head to the map. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to end the episode here. Next episode, we're going to go to Yamantau. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do next episode. This episode's already long enough. I'm just going to end it. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Brian, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
Looks like it. But let's have another go, just in case.